The war between humans and the Cathari had lasted for 12 years. Across the Orion arm of the galaxy, dozens of worlds had burned under the shadow of that conflict. Fleets of starships clashed in the darkness of space, and entire civilizations trembled at the sound of war sirens. Humans believed the Cathari were ruthless conquerors. The Cathari believed humans were brutal destroyers. And somewhere between those two beliefs, the truth had been lost. On the outer edge of the system, far from the main battle lines, a small human patrol ship drifted slowly through the debris of a recent battle. The ship was called the Horizon Walker. Inside the command deck, Captain Daniel Reyes studied the glowing tactical screen in front of him. Broken ships floated everywhere. Human vessels, Cathari vessels, fragments of both. Any survivors? Daniel asked quietly. Lieutenant Mara Chen shook her head. Scanning, wait. Her fingers moved quickly across the console. I'm detecting a life signal. Daniel looked up. Human. Mara hesitated.
No.
She turned toward him. Cathari. The bridge fell silent. For a moment, no one moved. Cathari prisoners were rare. Not because humans didn't capture them, but because most Cathari fought until the very end. Daniel stood. Where? Debris field sector C-19. Send a shuttle. Mara frowned. Captain, with respect, that could be a trap. Daniel nodded. Maybe. He turned toward the window where the wreckage drifted silently in space. But if someone's alive out there, we don't leave them. The shuttle glided carefully between shattered hulls and floating metal fragments. Inside the small craft, Daniel gripped the control stick while a soft scanner pulse swept the debris field. There, Mara said over the comm. Daniel saw it. A small escape pod, badly damaged, spinning slowly. The shuttle approached cautiously. The pod's door hung partially open. Daniel maneuvered closer. Inside, he saw movement. A figure. Small. Curled up. He activated the external speakers. This is a human rescue shuttle. If you can hear me, we're coming aboard. There was no response. He sighed. Then he opened the airlock and stepped into the drifting wreckage. The pod's interior was dim and filled with smoke. And that's when Daniel saw her clearly. She was younger than he expected. A Cathari girl. Her skin shimmered faintly with deep violet patterns, like stars trapped beneath glass. Her long silver hair floated weightlessly in the pod's weak gravity field. Her eyes snapped open the moment he entered. Bright, glowing blue. Full of fear. The moment she saw the human uniform, she froze. Daniel raised both hands slowly. It's okay, he said gently. She didn't understand the words, but she understood the tone. Still, her body trembled. Cathari propaganda had always said the same thing. Humans were monsters. Humans showed no mercy. Humans killed prisoners. The girl's breathing became faster. Daniel stepped closer. Then he noticed the blood. A deep wound across her side. She was dying. He moved quickly.
Easy, he said.
The girl watched him in horror. This was it. She knew it. Captured by a human. Every story she had ever heard ended the same way. Execution. Her eyes slowly closed. She didn't want to see it happen. Daniel stopped. He stared at her. Hey, he said softly. Her eyes opened again. And what he did next confused her completely.
He knelt. Carefully.
Then he began wrapping a medical bandage around her wound. The girl blinked. Why was he doing that? Why wasn't he killing her? Daniel spoke into his communicator. I've got a survivor. Female. Injured but stable. Bringing her back. The girl's mind struggled to understand. This made no sense. Humans didn't save Cathari. But Daniel gently lifted her into his arms and carried her to the shuttle. She was too weak to resist. And as the shuttle doors closed, she waited for the moment he would finally end her life. But it never came. When she woke again, she was lying in a medical bed. Soft white lights glowed above her. Machines hummed quietly around her. The girl panicked. She tried to sit up. A gentle voice stopped her.
Easy.
Daniel stepped into view. She stared at him.
Alive.
Still alive. The translator device on the wall activated automatically, processing her language patterns. For the first time, she heard the human clearly. "You're safe," he said. The girl's voice trembled. "Why?" Daniel blinked. "Why what? Why am I alive?" The question hit him harder than he expected. He leaned against the wall. "Because you were hurt." "That is not an answer." He smiled slightly. "Where I'm from, it is." She studied him carefully. "You are my enemy." "Technically." "You captured me." "Technically." Her eyes narrowed. "So, why haven't you killed me?" Daniel crossed his arms. "Do you really think humans kill wounded prisoners?" "Yes." He sighed. "Well, whoever told you that lied." The girl looked away. Her entire life had been built on a single truth. Humans were monsters. But this one had saved her. Her voice became quieter. "My name is Elira." Daniel nodded. "I'm Daniel." "Are you the leader here?" "Captain." "Then you should execute me." Daniel laughed softly. "That's not happening. You will face consequences for keeping me alive." "Probably." She stared at him again. "You are strange, human." "Yeah," he said. "I've been told that before." Over the next few weeks, Elira slowly recovered. At first, she barely spoke. She watched, observed, studied. Humans fascinated her. They were loud, emotional, chaotic. Nothing like the disciplined Cathari military culture she had grown up in. But what surprised her most was how they treated her. No one harmed her. No one threatened her. Some of them even tried to talk to her. One day, she found Daniel staring out the observation window. Stars drifted silently past the ship. "Why did you save me?" she asked again. Daniel didn't turn around. "Because it was the right thing to do." "For your enemy?" "Especially for my enemy." She stepped closer. "In Cathari society, weakness is removed." Daniel nodded slowly.
"Yeah."
"Humans tried that once. And it didn't end well." She studied his face. "You risked your career for me." "Maybe." "Why?" He finally turned toward her. "Because war doesn't mean we stop being people." The answer lingered in the quiet room. For the first time, Elira wondered if everything she had been taught might be wrong. 3 months later, the war reached a breaking point. A massive Cathari fleet appeared near the human colony world of Halcyon. The Horizon Walker was one of the few ships close enough to respond. The bridge buzzed with tension. "Enemy fleet detected," Mara said. Daniel frowned. "How many?" 30 ships. They only had one. Then Elira stepped forward. "I know that fleet." Everyone looked at her. "That is Commander Vale's armada." Daniel raised an eyebrow. "And he is my father." Silence filled the bridge. Elira took a breath. "He believes humans are monsters." Daniel sighed. "Yeah, we've heard that one before." She looked at him. "Let me speak to him." Mara shook her head. "That's insane." But Daniel thought for a moment. Then he nodded. "Open a channel." The Cathari flagship appeared on the screen. Commander Vale's face filled the display. His eyes widened instantly. "Elira?" "Father." His expression darkened. "They captured you."
"No."
"They will force you to speak."
"No."
She stepped closer to the camera. "They saved me." Vale's voice hardened. "Impossible." "They healed me." "Lies." "They protected me." The commander hesitated. Elira's voice softened. "Father, the humans are not what we believed." Daniel watched silently beside her. This human, she continued, could have killed me. Vale's gaze shifted toward Daniel. But he didn't. The silence stretched. Finally, Vale spoke slowly. You are telling me our enemy saved your life? Yes. The commander leaned back. 12 years of war hung in the balance. Then he asked the question no one expected. Why? Daniel stepped forward. Because she needed help. Vale stared at him. Then something changed in his expression. Perhaps for the first time since the war began, a seed of doubt formed. Minutes later, the Cathari fleet turned away. No battle. No destruction. Just silence. Months later, the war ended. Peace negotiations began soon after. Historians would later argue about the moment that truly changed everything. Some said it was the treaty. Others said it was the political pressure. But those who were there knew the truth. The war ended the day an alien girl expected death in human hands, and instead found compassion. Years later, Elira would stand beside Daniel at the opening of the first human Cathari Alliance embassy. She looked at him and smiled. You realize something?
What?
If you had killed me that day, the war would have continued. She nodded. Daniel chuckled. Good thing I'm terrible at following enemy propaganda. And for the first time in generations, two civilizations began building a future together.